Hi viewers, welcome to Beginners Tech Road.
And overriding. Okay, so method overriding. So what is the method overriding? Okay, so before going to method overriding, if you understand, every class in C Sharp implicitly inherits the object class. Even when we discuss about inheritance, we observe that every class will be implicitly inherits the object class that we observe. So when it implicitly inherits the object class, whatever the object class has members, automatically in our class also we will get that members. So that is what various members we will be getting for our objects. In that we observed toString is the one of the method will be implicitly inherited from the object class. So this is the method. So what this method does, which returns a string representation of the object. Okay. So we can override this method. This we already, if you see the method overriding, already we observed in a inheritance. I showed you few examples how we can use the virtual in a base class, so that in a inherited derived class we can override the same concept, only the method overriding. Okay, so that is the runtime polymorphism. With the method overriding, runtime polymorphism, we observed in inheritance how the overriding we can do it, how the method overriding and hiding, we observed the result. Here now we will go in detail, we will take some samples and we will see how this method overriding will be implemented, and so that how the polymorphism is happening using the method overriding, that we will observe now with the examples. Okay, and also for example, all variables of type int have a toString method which enables them to return their content as a string. Even the primitive data type int also have the toString method. Even if you use that method, what it does, that primitive data types automatically the integer type, it is a numerical type, you will get as a string. The content we will get as a string type. So example, int x equal to 42. So string x equal to x dot toString method. This is without parameters we use. Even this toString also is a overloaded method. The existing implementation in object, even it is a overloaded method. Here I am using without any parameters, so that what it does, that 42 will change it as a string. That's all. This is for a primitive data types. But our custom classes, whatever we create, for that, if you want to use, okay, it will default, it will be inherited, even you can override. So that is when you create a custom class, you should override the toString method in order to provide information about your type to client code. So for the users, if you want to give a string representation of your object, then you can override the toString method, the existing which is implicitly inherited from the object class. You can override that, as well as we can have our own custom classes. In that classes also we can have our own methods, various methods in inheritance. Even we can do how we can override with more detailed examples. Okay, so I will take this example now, how we can do a overriding, how we can implement this toString method of the any classes, whatever we have it. Okay, example, what I will do, we have already earlier we have learned and we have done the person class with the two fields, person name and age of person. Example, if I use this, how that toString for this class is available, how that object inheritance, implicit inheritance, just we will look at person
Okay, so I am going to create the object for a person equal to you can observe the type is a capital, the object variable what I used as a small. Okay, you cannot use same, but is a small as a C# is a case sensitive, so that both will be treated as a different. Sorry, I need to put new as a object creation. We need to use a new, right? So this is the object variable declared and we created a object. So now person dot person name, if I assign example something, the name like a example first name space last name something, this is the one person name I am giving. Okay, and then age person dot person age of person. Okay, so suppose if I put a 25. So what I did, I created an object and using the object, the fields as I expressed as a public in the object, so that I can access. So I got the thing and I assigned the value. So now suppose if I try to output the object on the screen, what it shows. So console.writeLine. So what I will do, I will just give here person as the object, whatever, and dot, if you press, see, you can see here toString. Even get a hash code equals get type toString. All these are, if you see here, object. These are all implicitly inherited from the object class. As we discussed, every class in C# implicitly inherited from the object class. So that is the reason, as we learned inheritance, so inheritance automatically the base class, all the members we can inherited automatically, so that we can access in the this class. So that is the reason that method also it is there. So you can use person.toString, and see, as I said, it is a overloaded. Even here in this case, it is a only as our custom object, so that only the default implementation without any parameters or nothing is overloaded. Only without parameters it is available from the default, whatever it is. See, now if I execute this and see what happens, even without toString also if we do, what happens? Example, I am not using anything, I am just writing on the screen only the person. The object itself I am trying to write. What happens? So if I execute and see the result, see, now if you see what happens, both the cases. So it's nothing but, if you don't put anything, it's nothing but default the object it returns. See what we are getting on the screen, console app1.person, console app1.person. For the both the cases, the default what it giving, it's returning the type name, that's all. The type name is nothing but the namespace console app1 dot the person, because the class person where we defined in the namespace console app1, the class name is person, so that the type whatever it is returning, if we use the existing the toString method, so what happening, it returning, just returning the type name console app1.person. So this is the default behavior. But if we want to give our own behavior, our own functionality, you can do a overriding. Okay, we learned already a overriding. I'm going to do how this we can overload. Okay, so for that I am going to come back to this class, and here I am going to use a overriding. Okay, so default in this class, every class will default implicitly inherit the object class, so that I can override the return of this is a string always, right? So the type I am keeping string and toString. See, automatically as it is available, it automatically some code also it's written automatically. When you do a already available inherited, if it is a allowed for a overriding, so automatically the default things it's written a code automatically. But we can put our own implementation also. See here, override, the return is a string and toString, and then inside you can write multiple statements. But here what they use, return base.toString, default thing they gave. If you write like this also, what happens, it gives the same functionality because we are using base.toString only again. So it gives the same functionality. We want to give a different implementation. So what we can do, we can return our own value. Is nothing but I am trying to return person details. Okay, person, whatever is name and whatever is age, I am trying to return. So how we can return that? Here again we have the option like we have already these two. So what we can do, we can return those two. How we can, if we want to return both together, okay, usually when we write a console.writeLine here, console.writeLine, we are writing like this, or even some other cases we have used like a quotation, and within the quotation we can use the index values and whatever I showed you earlier, whatever I kept here as an example to look at again. See, here we were using like this console writeLine and dollar, and then we were using like this to format the string. Whatever it's writing on the screen, to format the string, we were writing like this, either this way or this way by using the parameters here and the substitute index here. Like that we were using the two ways. But here we are not using a console.writeLine. We want to return a value. But to return while returning a value also, if you want to format the way how we have done while we writing onto the screen, similar way, if you want to format while returning the value also, you can do like there is a string is a one type, right? We have a string. In this also, this is nothing but a class. In this also we have a various methods. Okay, static methods, and also that if you click string dot, it will be showing all the members of that class. Okay, see various, you have all these things. Okay, you can explore all these things. In this, one of the thing, if you see format you have. So here you can use this, and then in this format method, same way how we have done, we can do is, see one of the implementation, it has a overloaded with the 8 methods. Okay, it's 8, one of 8 is showing like this, 8 to overloaded methods are there. We can use any of the ways, see like a string format and then arguments, the way how we use a console.writeLine, similar way. So like that various implementations are there. So I am going to use this implementation string format, nothing but what we used in a console, similar way. And then okay, so here comma, and then the object arguments I can give it. So here what I will do, I'm going to write person and colon. Okay, so I will give a first is name, so person, and one space I will use, and then I can use here one. Okay, and then how many years, just I will put as a word like that. So person name and age, years, like that I am trying to show. So here I am going to use the person name comma, second argument as a age of person. So this way you can use this string format. Okay, same way how we have written in a console.writeLine, similar way all these implementations you can use with the string.format also, so that this formatted string will be written. This output also is a string. This formatted string will be written. So now if you see, we overridden now. See the earlier, the toString method, we overridden. So earlier we got, with this example, we got console app1.person, but now we've overridden. Now what we will get it? If you run and execute and see, you can understand how the overriding works. See now, earlier how it does, for both the cases, it showed like a console app1.person, because that was the default behavior of the .toString method. But we've overridden now, so that the way custom format, whatever we have provided, it display like that, person colon. See in the here how we defined, see person colon, this is the string format what we have given, so that person colon, and then the subscript 0, the index 0 is nothing but person name, so that first name space last name, because the person name we have given first name space last name, so that it is taken, and one space, and then subscript 01, index 01 is nothing but age of the index 1 is nothing but age of the person, so that the value we assigned 25, right? Here the name we assign like a first space last name, and value we assign 25. So that is the reason in this format, that 25 and then space and years. So that is the reason, as a whatever we defined that way, first name space last name space 25 years. So this is just to understand as a simple implementation I have given, but we can have here anything, number of statements you can write, or whatever the functionality you wanted, you can define and you can do it. You can get, make it the overriding. To understand the concept, I have taken as a simple statement in this overridden method. So this is about the method overriding. Okay, so now one more. This is a simple method overriding we understood. Now custom, how we can do it, our own, how we can do it. If you want to know that, okay, our own samples. Okay, so we will take that one simple example and then I will show you. So example, you just think about the shapes. Okay, if you think about the shapes, okay, we will be having a various shapes like square, circle, rectangle, like that various shapes we have. We will see how the shapes can be implemented using the all this inheritance and this polymorphism concept, everything. We will try to use it and we will do it. So for this, what I will do, we have already OOP example class we defined earlier, right? So in this only, I will add a few more classes. So I will try to use abstraction method also. To understand abstract method, we know that when we create an abstract class, abstract methods we know, and even if we create an abstract class, what happens? You can use that as a base class. You cannot use for a direct instantiating, creating with that type. Okay, so what I will do, I will create a one shape class as a abstract class. Later on, I will create a various shapes classes, independent classes like a square, circle, by inheriting the shape class. Okay, same. So I am going to write class. So as I have class and then name shape. Okay. So this is the basic declaration, but it will be a private if you don't put anything. If I want to make it as a public, so I can make it as a public. I can use as a public access modifier. And also if I want to make it as a abstract, means this always should use as a base class, but direct we cannot create object for the shape type. Okay, in that case, what we need to use? Abstract keyword. So this is the implementation. Total, if you take public abstract class shape. Okay, so in this class, I am going to define a fields. Okay, public with the string type. I am going to use a shape name as a one field. What shape name we are going to implement? Okay, and then here, as it is an abstract, whatever the other members like a methods, properties, whatever we give, in an abstract class, we cannot implement it. We need to just define it, that's all. Implementation can be done only in the derived classes. This can be, we are going to use as a base class, because the whole class itself we put as an abstract. Suppose if we didn't put class as an abstract, then we can implement also here. So public string shape name, and then what I will do, every shape will be having area, right? So for that area to, I am just trying to give only the one property to get that area and one method to calculate that area and return. So that kind of things, if I want to put, what I can do, I am going to declare one more public. Okay, this also I am going to make it as an abstract. Okay, you can make few as a without abstract, but I am making purely this as a class as well as a methods also or property also as a pure abstract, so that this can be used in a derived classes. So public abstract, and the usually the area can be, I can put it as a double data type, and then I will try to expose a area as a property. So when a property, usually the definition will be having, in a property definition will be having get setter and get and set accessors will be there. So but we cannot define like a implement, we cannot implement, only we need to define. So that just we are going to give get semicolon set semicolon, that's all. We are not going to implement get and set, only we are going to give in a definition get set. It means this area property will be allowed to implement get accessor and set accessor. Get nothing but to read the value, set nothing but to write the value. So example, I don't want to give a writing the value. Why? Because I am going to calculate it. So I want to give the value. So at that time I can remove this. If I remove, then it allows only reading the value. Only get accessor only will be allowed, so that when you implement this property in a derived class, you can implement only get accessor. You cannot implement set accessor, because in the definition we didn't provide. If we provide in a definition, then you can implement even set also. We will go with those things. So now similar way, I want to give a one method also. So as this method, okay, I am going to give as a static straight. Why? Because directly with this object I am going to use it. I cannot use a direct instantiating this object, right? So that I am going to make it as a static, and then I will put double, return type also double, and then I will write a method get area. How we can calculate get area, nothing but it calculates the all the things. So get area, so that here I will pass the same type, the object of the same, this base type I will give shape, and variable also I will just define as a shape. Okay, and in this again, okay, if you observe this I didn't put as a abstract. I am going to give here itself as a just as a thing, so that it should return a double. What I will do, I will just return whatever the property I have, I will use that property. SHAP shape dot area. This property I will use it. And semicolon. That's all. Simple implementation base class I prepared. So this is the name and this is the property to get the area value. So here what I am doing in this method, what I am doing, I am getting this value and I am returning. So but in this method, the parameter, one parameter, I am taking the same type, shape type. So the whole shape type I am taking, so that shape dot area in this, whatever the area we have, like this. This is nothing but only the skeleton. It's like only to use as a base class what I prepared, because even I use it as a abstract. So it allows only to use as a base class. You cannot directly create a object for this. Okay, so now I will go for another like a class, one more class for a specific shapes. So public class, I will go for a square, and I will inherit the shape class. Okay, so like this. And then inside, so now here, see if you come here immediately, what it having, square does not implement inherited abstract member shape dot area dot get, it's showing. Because when we use this in inheritance, we learned earlier, like when any abstract class, when you use for a derived classes, you should give a implementation for a abstract members. So this is the abstract member, we should give implementation. Other, if it is a non-abstract class, suppose if this also, if you make as an abstract class, then no problem, automatically this abstract will be there. That's what now error gone, because again this will be abstract only, same will be inherited as an abstract. But if you make as a non-abstract class, you should implement the whatever in a base class defined as an abstract, you should implement. That is what this error. So now what we will do, first we will inside, we will define a specific local variable of this class with the double type, and I will define like a variable like using underscore side. Why? Because the square will be having a specific property of the side, so that I am giving. See, in the base class, this is in this, we don't know which shape you are going to do it. So that in the base class, the common things we using, and here we inheriting, and in the derived, as this is the extending what we are doing. So in the derived, we are having in a derived class specific, in that class, we have a various other members. Okay, so that is what I created a one field, and then I am going to use as a constructor for this square class. Okay, so public I will use it. So, and in this constructor, see, for the square I need a side, right? So I will take here as a parameter to initialize that side. So here I will take parameter side. Okay, double side. Okay, if you want to use a similar name, you can use like this. You can use a underscore also in front. Otherwise, we can use same. Then here we need to use a this dot. However, we can use it. So here I am just making some difference, so that I am using a underscore. Okay, so side. Now, what I will do in this constructor, so this underscore side variable, I will assign whatever the parameter value. So underscore side equal to side. And then this is fine. Here in the base class, we have a field shape name. Now we know in this class, we are doing for a square. So what I can do, I can even assign here in this specifically, that is a derived, automatically we can get that as we defined as a public. So we can get it. So shape name equal to, I will assign here. I know this is specifically I am doing for a square. So the shape name I can give here square.
Okay, so then now I want to implement this area. Okay, so what I will do, I want to override. So as abstract, as they have given, when we implement, we can override. As we discussed, overriding can be done if the member is either abstract or virtual or override. That we know, as it is in a base class, area is abstract. So now here we can override to give a own implementation for square. So how we can, so public override, okay, and then the type what we have, same double, and then the area, and then in this property only we can implement only get, we cannot implement set, only get only we can implement. So here inside implementation we can write, how we can write, get accessor we can define like this, get, and then inside return whatever the side, the thing we need to calculate the area, right? So we got the side. So area of the square, how we can calculate, we know that the area of the square is nothing but side into side, is nothing but side square. That is the area to calculate a square shape area. So now here we are implementing, as it is a square class, so the area going to be side into side, nothing but side square. Okay, even you can write side into side, okay, underscore side into side. Or even you have, as we discussed earlier, there are few functions available for a mathematic related, and we discuss like there is a class, math class is available, that is a static class, so that we can use that math dot, if you put, there will be so many methods are available. So in that, if you say there is a POW, power is there. So what we can do, even we can use this kind of available methods also. So the power POW method, what it does, it calculates a power. So what we want, which power we want, side square, right? So we can give here underscore side, comma, how much power you want, 1 power, 2 power, 3 power, like that. So side square, so we want 2. So like this also you can use it. So this way we can implement the get for this shape. Just for your readability, I just making like this statement. You can write a single line, but even for your readability understanding, I'm making like this. Suppose same way, suppose if I try set, here itself you are getting error that cannot override because does not have an overridable set accessor. We didn't given here in a base class, so that you cannot implement. If you give here set semicolon, now see error gone. Now you can implement. So that is the thing to understand. I explain this. I am removing for our example. I no need set. Similar way, if you remove get, then get will not be allowed, only set will be allowed. So it will be like that. So here two things, simply you can return underscore side into underscore side. You can return like this also. To understand you about the various methods, mathematical methods available in a math static class, I just thought to introduce you this, how we can do like. So method.pow side comma 2 is nothing but side square.
So this is the calculation of area. So same way, if I want to take it one more class, one more example, circle. Okay, so if I take a one more circle, and even for circle also, if I take a constructor, in a circle, what will be there? Circle will be having a property of radius. See, this is where the inheritance and all the advantages, if you see, in a base class, whatever it is, we have it, and in a extended class, nothing but in a derived class, whatever additional specific to that, we are defining. See, here we defined a side, here we defined a radius. Okay, and also here I will take the parameter also radius. Radius. And shape name, we know that it is a circle. So we can name it now. So circle. And here the radius, I can assign the radius equal to radius. Okay, so like this. And again, here also the area. Here area for the thing, this if you see, for area of circle, it is a simple again pi into radius square. Okay, so that is the area calculation of the circle. So how we can do that? So I am going to remove this. So here again, same this mathematical, that math class only we can use this. You can put hard code a pi value, or you can use it math dot pi constant, it is there. So you can use this, the constant 3.14, it is defined. You can use that, or you can type directly 3.1415, whatever it is, you can type it, or you can make use of this math pi into radius square. So that is the calculation for the area of circle. So again same here underscore radius square. Okay, so like this we can use this. So this is the formula for a circle area. Like this, if you see, to understand you why I am giving this, if you see shape, in a shape square, the implementation is different for a area, same area only. Square shape also we can calculate area, circle shape also we can calculate area. But if you see, the calculation is different. For square is, the calculation is like a side square. But for a circle, if you see, the area calculation is pi into radius square. So that is the difference, how the implementation is happening in a square circle. The definitions. So now this is, we did it. Suppose additionally, if we want to expose the whatever the value, additionally here side or radius, if you see, I declared as a private only. I didn't put as a public. But user to access that value, okay, if on the screen, if you want to show to access that value, if you want, internally we can define whatever the properties. Okay, so that how we can recollect once again the properties, how we can define and all the things. So here, what I am going to do it, public. Okay, so for square, I want to expose the side. So double, and then property, I will give as a side name, and then in the get, I will define get accessor, and in the get I can give return underscore side. So this way we can write the property. I don't want to assign, I want just give to assigning. I am doing here while creating the object itself, so that in the constructor itself I used the assigning. To retrieve the value, I return here as a one public property. property name is side. The S capital you can observe. Okay, so this is the thing, so that I am returning. Similar way, if I want to write for the circle, I can write a property to radius. Radius. Property name, and then the whatever the local private variable we define, that is a underscore radius, so that we are returning. So this way, now class definitions we have done everything. Let's see now in execution how these classes can be used and how the polymorphism will happen. We will observe. See now, if you hope understood everyone the various these three classes. So this is as a base class we used, as we used abstract, and this method also we didn't implement, we left for the derived class to implement. Why? Because whichever the shape derived class knows, so that they can implement the area. So that is the reason we are not implemented here. So this way it helps even the abstract classes. Okay, so now even here the overriding how we implemented, you can recap once again the whatever we learned so far. So all we implemented, constructor we implemented, property we implemented, and overriding the abstract member, how we can override, that we implemented. And these are the different shapes, square, circle. Both the shapes we inherited from the shape base class. It is an abstract base class. And implementation, as a both the shape will be having a different, we have done a respective shape, respective implementation we have done. See now in here, okay, how in execution we can observe. Okay, example, if I try to create a object for shape, what happens? We observed earlier also. Once again, I am just as a quick, I am explaining. So if I put this object creation, see here itself you are getting cannot create an instance of the abstract class. Okay, so because we made it as a abstract, the class we made it as a abstract, so that you cannot create a object with the type shape. Okay, so that is one you can understand. For that I am explaining this. Okay, let's try to create a square. This class we have square class. I will just try to do this. So I will put as a square, new square. See now the object I created, but while creating in a constructor I should pass the side. So example, if I give a side as a 10, the value is a 10. So now this object is created. Square object is created. So similar way, suppose if I want to create a circle, okay, circle equal to new circle. Suppose I want to specify a radius. If I give a radius also 10 for this circle, see, this is fine. So now if we want to show the values on the screen, console.writeLine. So in this I will use with the dollar implementation, so that, so here I will use the square dot semicolon. So within the braces, so square dot when I do, so now I am getting the values. So example, whatever the shape name I want to display, which shape it is on the screen I want to display.
So the shape name first I want to display, and then that shape, then what is the its side. So as it is a square, square will be having the side. So that I am just taking a side, and then again here square dot side. The property what I exposed, so that property I am using here. Okay, and then area. Okay, area. Just one space I used. I didn't use any tab here, just for understanding. And then here, now for this area, even directly even calling the functions, that also we can do it. Now here I am using the shape class, okay, and dot. Why? Because the static we have, right? Get area we defined as a static. So that is the advantage if you have a static. Why? Because in this we don't have any instance things. We are not using any variables, instant variables here. So only the parameter what we are getting, we are using. So that way it is okay to keep it as a static. If any some instance variable, nothing but anyhow this for shape itself, there is no instance. So that there is no instance variable. So that way we are using static, so that no need to, without creating object, we can use it. So shape dot get area method, I am going to use it. Shape dot get area. In this method, see, even like this direct to properties, even you can use the like this method call also, you can use it within the flower brackets. So get area, for the get area, what we need to pass? We need to pass the parameter. Okay. For the parameter should be a same shape type. So now in this case, what I will do, I will give a square. So it's allowing. If you see here, it's allowing. So how it is allowing? Because as in earlier inheritance example I showed you, see the square is inherited from the shape class base. So base class is there, so that with the base here, if you see shape, we used the base type, but in the derived also, this object we can pass for the base type. It allows. Okay, so that is the thing what we are doing. This shape we are passing here now. So this is where the automatically how the polymorphism will happen. Okay, so that is what I am trying to explain you here. So now if I execute this and if I see, similar way for circle, first I will try with the rectangle shape and how the values we will get it. So here this square we are passing. So in this method respective get area, so whatever the get area, what it does inside what we have written, return shape dot area we have written. So whatever we implemented this method, that it is going to call again. So shape dot area inside. So that way automatically in our whatever the object we created, within that object automatically it will decide, okay, your object is a square. So you pass it to this method a type of square. Okay, when you pass a type of square, automatically it decides which method to call it, so that it calls automatically this area. Okay, this area property value, it will take it. That is what here shape dot area. Okay, so that is the advantage with the overriding. So as we abstract and override as we use, so that this area we overridden in the square class with this functionality, this calculation, and we override it in the circle class with this calculation. But when we passing to this method of this derived type, automatically
which you are calling, that respective method will be called. So that is why the overriding method is allowing the polymorphism. See the behavior as you are passing to this get area, the shape.getArea method, you are passing to square object so that the square area calculation happened. If you pass to a circle, then the circle will be called. I will write that also here so that you can understand. See now, circle also I will use it here, circle shape name, and but circle will not have side. So that respective we need to use it. Circle will not have side. So circle will have radius. So that radius you can use it. So here also the name I am going to change radius. See now same shape.getArea, here also shape.getArea, here we passed square type, here we passed circle type. Automatically it will calculate square formula, here it will calculate circle formula. Okay, so now if I execute this, if I show you, see now you can see the square side 10, whatever we pass 10, and area is a 10 square, side square, right? So 10 by 10 into 10, nothing but area calculated as 100. Circle radius 10, area 314.15. So like this, you can get the calculated values. Automatically, based on the type what you passed, automatically the behavior calculation changed. So this is where the polymorphism happening. Okay. It is only because of this type what you passed, automatically polymorphism happened. But the basis for that is because this is the overriding. So this is the method override. This is the property overridden, what I have done. So any member can be overridden like a property. Even similar way method also we can override. I will give the even more examples. Okay, in next session I will give you a even more example with the method overriding also, taking a separate example. Okay, now we will just concentrate as a simple this shape example with the here what I did, I overridden this property, area property. So that automatically the behavior here, the type we are passing. Suppose here if you pass a type, specific type, then you cannot achieve that. As you are passing here as a base class type, as a type we mentioned here shape type, but when you are passing a square type. It allows because the square is inherited the base class of the shape, so that it allows. So that way the behavior it's happened. Okay, so now with two simple things we can close for these concepts. So now what I will do, similar way how we can do now as independently we call this. Now the advantage is instead of creating like this separate, even we can create, okay, directly with the shape. Suppose if I take a shape as the base class type, and then here if I use square, same, just I will put a shape. So square we use it as a shape type, but while we assigning, we are going to assign this type. Even you can, while creating also you can do this way. Here while passing, we passed the derived type. Here, while creating the object itself also, we can create for a base type, we creating a derived type object. Similar way, one more shape, circle shape. But that circle shape, here I will do a circle. I will use a circle. So if this way, if you do, okay, same now, if I try to write these things, just for understanding, here I will give you a new line and here also a new line. So now here square shape, if I use here square shape, square shape, similar way circle shape, circle radius, circle shape. See now what I did, I taken a type for both same shape type only I have taken, and but created an object of that respective type. Okay, and then I am using square shape, shape name, square shape. Yeah, see now you can observe, and square shape, circle shape I have given. But what happening in this case, if you see the side and radius, we are not able to access because the type we created a base type. In the base type, these are not available. The side and radius are not available, so that you cannot get. But it allows for a casting. When you use like this as a base type, wherever it is in a base, whatever the members it has, you can use straight. Wherever the members not, you don't have, then you can cast it. So this you can cast the same way like this, how we cast with the other data types. Same way here, what I can do, this I can cast to square. That type, in that type, whatever the value, it gives you the value. So these are all the advantages of this overriding and all these things. Similar way, even circle also, you can do the same thing, circle shape, and here the type circle. See, like this type conversion also it allows. With the base class, the type conversion also it allows. So this is about the thing. Now if you execute and see, you can see the same result. See, you got the same result. Both the cases, same result you got it. Okay, so this is the advantage, and that polymorphism is happening. Based on the conversion, whatever, same shape only here, type is shape, but you converted so that automatically the behavior is changed. Here also, the base type, for base type, you are sending. In this case, if you see both base types only, you passed also base type only now in this case. But in this case, you created this object is not a base type, it is a derived type, but still it gives the access. So that is way how it works. Okay, now with this one more advantage, simple now. That's with that we can close today's session. See now, advantage with this now, you can get it like, even now instead of this shape, you have two times, right? Even you can make it now as a array. What we discussed arrays. So even these objects also we can make it as an array, so that what we can do, I can give as a shapes. So I created as a object as a shapes, and I will take it as a this as a array. So how other data types if you want array, how we will do? Just we will put like a empty square brackets, right? Same way, even for objects also. You can do this. And then here, what you are going to do, you are going to assign the arrays values, right? So when you are assigning a array values, this is a object, type is object. So what you can do, you can give this. Usually if it is a number, you are going to give a number value, right? But this is object type, so we are going to give like this. Any number of times you can give. Why? Because the length we didn't specify, no? You can give like this. So this is the even array. You can create an array also, this object. Now when you creating an array, you got a idea now how looping, all loopings you can use it. So the best for object we discuss like for each looping. So you can use this simple for each. The data type you can use as a dynamic, as a var, and shape in shapes. So this is what the syntax we learned for a for each loop. So now here inside, see, this is the shape, this is the type I used as a var, or even we can use as a shape. We know that the whatever you want, it is like you can use as a shape also, we can use it. Where we can use it, or shape also you can use it. Like this type, you can use it. We know that it is a shape. Or VA or where if use also, it will work. Now here, suppose if I write a simple console statement, see console write line. Now this is the shape dot shape name, and here shape. See, same variable only I am passing here. Okay, but radius, this all at this moment I will just remove. I will explain you that how we can do it. That's all I am writing. Shape name and area in a for each loop. Okay, see now if you observe the result, you will get the same again. So you can create a arrays also. So the automatically the polymorphism is, see now square area 100, circle area 314. Same we got it. We didn't display side radius. How we can do that? I will tell that. See now in the top, if you want to get from a shape, what we did, we used a conversion. But here we used it as a for each loop, so that the shape type, we don't know now in this shape, what is there, whether it is a square, circle, whatever it is. So if you want to do it, you can use here if conditions. You can use if, how you want to, this is going to be a conditionally you are going to check it. Usually that kind of things we don't use it, but for your understanding I am saying, usually we will do like this, we will get like this polynomial. So whatever the shape, what is the area, for this shape area, for this shape, so that automatically the polymorphism happening here, so that based on the shape what you passing, automatically it deciding and it going to that respective type and that method, whatever it is overridden, and it is calling and you are getting the data. Okay, but specifically if you know that if it is a shape, as example is a rectangle or nothing but a square, for you know that square has a side. So in such kind of things, if you want, you can use like a if statements. If you can use this shape dot shape name, if shape dot shape name equal to, you are going to hard code here like a square, like this. So you can write it so that if this is the thing, then it is a square. If it is not square, then you can have a multiple switch or if else statements. Okay, if else, you are going to think as it is a circle, so that this you can put here. In this way you can put it. So below will be a circle, so that you can put a radius, and you need to convert this to a circle, so that here you need to put shape. This is the what we have inside there. So shape. That's all. This is the one. Similar way for a square now, you can put this. If condition satisfies, it means this is the square. Currently we implemented only square and circle, so that immediately I have written else. If multiple, even you can have a rectangle like that, various shapes. At the time you can use multiple if else statements or switch statements, whichever the statements, you can try it. So this we converting into a square, and then here I am going to use the same. See, if you see all other, we are using a same name only, but how the conversions, all the things happening, that is the thing, how the polymorphism is happening. So you can understand very well that same get area we are calling, but the type, this shape, here also shape only we are calling, but this shape type, whether it is a circle or whether it is a square, based on that respective calculation is happening. That is where the polymorphism is happening. But this all happening is a runtime. This all will be a runtime. So this is that is the dynamic, nothing but a runtime polymorphism. So now if I run this, see, again you will get the, I will remove here. So if we run the same result, you can get it now. See, square radius, square side, circle radius, area. So earlier showed only square side. These are the examples, and now this. So this is how you will get it using even for each also. Okay, so this way you can have the condition. Even one more condition is there, even without knowing about the hard coding of that, direct type. If you want to check, here you are checking the shape name. Instead of that, if you want to check the type name, how instead of checking this type name, we know that what we defined very clearly. We cannot know the things, name various like a type name, in the sense whatever the classes we defined, that type name. So if you take this variable of this shape, if you put a type, you can see this get type. Even for every class, this also from object implicitly inherited. If you get this method, what it does, it gives you the type name, whether it is type name in the sense class name. If it is a shape it will give. If it is a square it is give. If it is a circle will give. Instead of using this shape name, if you want to use that, so how you can use that? So left side you can use shape.getType. Right side comparison, how you can use? There is a one more type of one method is there. If you use this type of, inside you can compare. This is the square, right? You can compare with the type. See, this is the type, class console app1 square. You can compare like this. Okay, so this way you can compare. Even if you see same result, you will get it. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to our channel for more videos.